Email marathon, ready to rock and roll your email list. This is going to be super casual, as all of my workshops tend to be. I love interaction. I value it really highly. So I would love to talk to you about where you're at with your email address. What makes you, or with your email address, with your email system, what makes you want to join the email marathon? Why are you here? What do you want most? You can chat in or you can unmute and talk to me, whatever you like. I used peppermint oil before we started, so now it's in my eyes. Grow my list. Yeah. Where are you at with your list, Tammy?
I actually am just starting all of this.
Yeah.
So we've been doing social media for since April, but as far as gathering email addresses, that's new.
Okay.
And I actually have a pretty extensive personal list
Yeah.
that I want to reach out to. But as soon as I saw the email marathon, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna put the brakes on for a minute and join this and actually do it with the pros. So that's kind of where I'm at. I just opened my wait list for a membership on Monday,
Nice.
and I'm glad it's a wait list
Yeah.
because this way I can learn everything I need to do to grow my email list and work with the content and then open the actual membership for a launch.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I
So
love that.
that's my goal for this.
Nice. Okay. Thank you. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Joy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Vicky. Glad to see you all here. Valentina, we're just talking casually here about what makes you want to sign up for the email marathon. What stage are you at with your email list? What do you want to get out of it? So, anybody else want to chat with me about that? Janine.
Hey, Vicky. So, um, I have a small email list from my yoga group,
Yeah.
period. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to grow an email list and I don't have any program I'm using. I heard of some from you as well, but
Yeah.
I'm not using any of these email programs.
So where is your list that you have? Where do you have that stored?
I have some in my email program, so I stored some of them there, and I have an Excel list and an Excel file,
Okay.
and that's it. So
Okay.
very simple, very casual,
So you're going to have
simple.
a nice clean start. You get to start from,
Yes.
there's nothing like a fresh start, right? Where you just get to go from the very beginning. That's cool. So you signed up for Pathway One?
I did.
Yeah. So no matter what pathway you're in, you're going to go, like, they're probably set up like a manifesting generator would set things up. I mean, that's the way I roll, right? But we're doing a lot of things in each pathway. And in pathway one of the things that you're going to do is, like, we evaluate the three top platforms that Bodygraph Chart users use. So you can look at other platforms for sure, but we just focused on the top three that our customers use. And you've got all the tutorials to set that up and everything as well. But we also look at your mindset around email, because a lot of people have a lot of beliefs around building an email list and around people not wanting to hear from them. So we have to look at that, or else, we're going to get out of this, 26 days from now, and you still won't be emailing your list. So we're doing a lot of stuff throughout the email marathon. I just looked at Kathy's face and realized I had thought of affirmations and didn't do them. We will do that, I promise. But we also have an affirmations day for you where you're going to be, hopefully for the rest of the email marathon, you'll be listening to the affirmations to just kind of gel what we're doing in your system. So I love that you are just starting fresh, Jen, and that's beautiful. And one thing that I just want to touch on here, not that you said this, Janin, but I hear this a lot from people. I only have 100 people on my list. I only have 500 people on my list. I only have, it's like from this day forward, there's no such thing as only. It's like there are 100 people who want to hear from me. Imagine if you walked into a room and 100 people wanted to hear what you had to say. You'd be thrilled. So there's no such thing as too small of an email list. And people will come to me and say, well, I'm starting from zero with my business. Well, guess what? That's where we all start. And that's where we all start with our email list too, right? Like there's no other way to start something than to start at zero. So the fact that whether it doesn't matter the size of your email list or that you're just starting out, it's that we are going to grow it together. Okay. Kathy.
So I listened to one of your lives in the body graph chart group this morning that I think you posted yesterday. Um, and I was like, oh, maybe I should be like, I was really like, maybe I should be in 3. And I was like, before that, I was like, maybe I should be in 1. And I signed up for 2, so I'm kind of in the middle. But because I have been emailing my list for the last few months, but I don't know that anybody really loves it. Like I do get responses. I get at least one person who replies to something, and will say something positive. So that's good. Um, right. But I also get a couple people who always unsubscribe. And I know one of my things on my perpetual to-do list, which the more I work with you, the more I'm like, I'm not a manifesting generator. I have all these things going on my to-do list, and I maybe get one checked off because it seems like everything is a thing that takes me like the whole day. Um, anyway, so what I wound up with noticing is that because you normally get unsubscribes, right? That's a normal part of having an email list. And I'm trying to not like feel like some kind of unrecognized way by that. But I also know that there's something going on and I'm not growing my list as much. And then my numbers are staying really static. And I think that's maybe a technical problem with, you have that checkbox and the way people have to subscribe. Like I use ConvertKit. And so like they have to hit, a lot of times that thing goes into the junk mail that lets them confirm it and all this stuff. And so I just often feel like my list, I'm doing all these things and my list is staying static as far as the numbers and not bringing me business either. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure where I need to go. I have an automation list already set up. So, and I do regularly email people about my podcast, about the transit report, but I don't email them about working with me. And that's new, right? Like that's a new concept. Like, oh,
I
right.
kind
So
of
that's
had a
the
feeling you were
part.
going to say that.
That's the part that I don't know if that's in 2 or 3, but it's definitely. But these are all one call. I wasn't sure about that. I was like, I thought you were going to be having different calls for different tracks. So I feel like I can kind of
Yeah.
pick and choose parts, right?
Yes. Okay.
Or
So I will go
okay.
over what each of the pathways is on this call, and I'll explain the calls. And but I want to talk to this that you brought up because I think it's really important. How many people can relate with Kathy that your email list isn't growing and you don't know what on earth you're doing wrong? Like it just you're doing all of this stuff and you see subscribes and then you see unsubscribes and it all balances out. It's common, right? So one of the things is the double opt-in. You're going to hear two schools of thought on that, and I don't know which school of thought I'm on. Currently, I'm on the not having a double opt-in train, because Giddis was really like, no, you got to take that off of there, and I really value what he has to say. Because it's giving people extra steps, and the climate we're in right now, the business climate we're in right now, like people don't want extra steps, right? And like
Right.
you said, those double opt-in emails end up in their spam and they're not going to look for it.
I don't
So,
know how to turn them off.
okay, so I'll look that up in ConvertKit. Just give me a second here.
Which is now Kit, by the way, which is
Yeah.
also because now I got to get used. Because when you say Kit, no one knows what you're talking. That seems too generic. I don't like the change,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, so I'm just going to make myself a note for after to give you a screen share of how to take that off. Because that will actually, I think I had to do it when I was doing the live masterclass because there were so many steps and that's like way too many steps. So that's something to consider. The double opt-in might keep your list a little bit cleaner because your email system knows that people actually want to be there. However, it is giving people another step. And, I mean, we've all seen them, I think, where you have to like pick the pictures that have a motorcycle in it, and then you got to pick the pictures that have a carrot in it and it's like, oh my God, can I just get this? Like, I'm done. I'm done because everything has to be
Right.
fast for me, right? So you're gonna, and I mean, 70% of the population are a little bit more like, let's do this. So yeah, that's just something to consider about that. What about GDPR with double opt-in? I'm not sure how that works, Ingrid. You have to have them check it off, I know. But I don't know if you can do that without the double opt-in. Like, can you do that in the main screen? I've done that when I've signed up for email lists. I've seen the,
You can do that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I know she posted in the group and Vicky said you can turn that little checkbox in. So I don't know what GDPR stands for, but there's a checkbox through Bodygraph chart that if you're having them check that, I think serves as that. What does GDPR stand for?
Yeah, that's just the legal thing that's quite necessary in the EU. So I thought that the double opt-in is a regulative. We have to do that in the EU. Maybe it's different in the US, but
is anybody else here?
I'm
And
keen to know what you know.
yeah, well, I don't know a lot about that. But
Yeah,
I know
this
that
is
when
why I
I
didn't.
signed up for email lists from people in the EU, I have been able to just check, like I have to check in order to get on their email list. I don't have to double opt in, but I have to check. So there should be a way. What email system are you using?
I'm using Active Campaign.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've used that one, but I would think, I mean, they're advanced enough. I would think they've been around forever that they should have that. I'll make myself a note to find out for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I add something about that may take?
Yeah.
Because I'm in Greece and the GDPR is very complex and very, we just need to have it, but in the form that people are registering, I have a checkbox that says, please see the privacy policy, which is in my website. And then I have all the GDPR. So this is like bypassing all the things, choosing images and double opt-in, because double opt-in is the worst. So maybe you can put like a link when in your forms, like say, please check the privacy policy or terms of and conditions like this.
Yeah,
makes sense.
that's great. I have all of that. I was just thinking or believing, maybe it was wrong, that we are to use this double opt-in to make sure, because every company in Europe just does it. Any newsletter you sign up for with whatever company uses this double opt-in. Like, but maybe it's just a made-up story.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
And then maybe your people, if you're mostly right now serving people in your, maybe they're used to that more than we are here. I don't know. Do you follow at all Lisa Johnston? She was the one to many, was her big thing for years. So she's somewhere in the EU and she's like one of the top earning online people and she would be a good one to just sign up for her email list and see what happens.
Great, thank you for that suggestion.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So Kathy, I still got to go back to that. I am coming to you, Nicolene, sorry. So we did the double opt-in, the 3 pathways. So pathway 1, if you are brand new to email and you could have an email platform in place, that's fine, but you don't have a welcome sequence in place. You don't have all of those nuts and bolts in place to take you through. And you're like, really, either you're new to this or you're just like, oh my God, I kind of started, but I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's pathway 1. Pathway 2, you've been collecting emails, but you've never emailed them. Or you've only emailed them like once in a blue moon. So what we're going to do in pathway 2 is we're going to start, we're all starting with like beliefs around email and all of the stuff. I'm just going to sell you on email in the beginning because you have to believe it in order to actually use it. So that's where we start. And then we start to build a sequence. So pathway 2 sequence is, it's called, just for slang, I've been a bad friend. So you're going to send an email sequence to warm up your list and you're going to give them the chance to unsubscribe, which is something else. Don't let me forget to come back to unsubscribes. You're going to give them the chance to unsubscribe or keep following you. So those people who keep following you are your people. They're in your world. You're not worrying about, bothering people with things that they don't want to hear, any of that stuff. So you're going to do that. And then you're going to write more emails. Like at the end of any of the pathways is you're tasked with writing more emails to basically bulk up your scheduler in your email system. So you choose, do I want to send an email once a week, twice a week, every day, whatever it is. You notice that I did not say once a month. That is not on the list. It's not an option. And I do explain why in the email pathway. So you will have extra emails. So by the time we get through the 26 days, you're going to have at least a month. Pathway 3 is going to have the most because you've already been emailing your list. If you're on Pathway 3, you're already in the habit of emailing your list. You just aren't doing it like what Kathy said. I'm not telling them they can work with me. A lot of the comments that we got in from Pathway 3 people were, I feel like I'm teaching people human design. I'm inspiring people. People are responding, but it's just because I'm inspiring them. They're not actually working with me. So in Pathway 3, you're gonna write the most emails. It's like a writing marathon. It's an email writing marathon because you're going to basically have at least, if you were to email weekly, you should be able to have, I think, 12 weeks of emails scheduled out by the time you're done with email pathway 3. And what you need to know is that you can always go back to the other pathways. So if you start on pathway 1 and you're like, okay, I've got this now, I'm ready for pathway 2, you're not going to need the warm your list up sequence because you're going to be keeping them warm, but these will be housed in the Business Mastery Hub. Does everybody know where that is in Bodygraph Chart? So when you're logged into your Bodygraph Chart account, on the left-hand side on the menu, there's a Business Mastery Hub, and all of our trainings are going to live there after the fact. Rather than being just open to everyone on YouTube, they're going to be in your Bodygraph Chart system. So you can go at any time and do pathway 2 or pathway 3. You can do it again if you just need, especially pathway 3. There's a lot of prompts in all of the pathways, but in pathway 3, there's more prompts. So you can go in if that's helpful to you to write content to have prompts, then just go back through it again. Unsubscribes. I promise I am coming to you, Nicolene. Unsubscribes are your friend. And I'm pretty sure we talk about this in each of the pathways. And I know that they kind of hurt our heart a little bit and hurt our ego a little bit. I know that it's so discouraging when you see that, your email list grew by 10 this week and then 9 people unsubscribed, or grew by 10 and 11 people unsubscribed. You're like, oh, sweet Jesus, what am I doing this for? But you don't want to be paying for people on your list who are not engaged on your list or who don't want to be there. Because most email systems, all email systems, charge by the amount of people, the size of your list, right? So it may not matter when you have 100 people or 500 people, but it's really going to matter when you have 50,000 people on your list. You don't want to have 25,000 of them that are disengaged that you're paying for every month, right? So unsubscribes are your friend. And the people, I've always heard it said in business circles that the people who unsubscribe were never going to buy from you anyway. And just think about the people, the emails that you receive. I love emails, so I might be the wrong person to ask. But right now I'm getting a pile of emails from digital marketer or marketer, I'm not sure. And I'm not going to unsubscribe. Like I'm getting 2 or 3 a day because they really are selling a program. But I'm not unsubscribing because I know that I will read some of their emails. And there's a few companies like that who I just still get their emails even if I don't open them all the time. But I'm not unsubscribing because I know at some point I'm going to be in their world in a different way. And that's the way your people will be too. Did I forget anything, Kathy? We did the unsubscribes, what the pathways are. Oh, what the calls are. Okay. So the calls are just a chance for us to be in each other's energy. Like this one obviously is just a little bit of the lay of the land, but the second one, you will have had 11 days of work to do. So you probably are going to have questions. You're probably going to have experiences that you'd like to share. You're probably going to want to bounce things around so you get to access group energy. You can work on things while we're here, or we can have conversations. And we had originally planned on having a Facebook group and the whole 9 yards like we normally do with a boot camp. And then we started to add up the hours for that and realized that it would be basically my whole job for almost a month. And then I have a lot of other jobs at Bodygraph Chart. So we're like, okay, we have to, Gittes is a 2-4 Manny Gen. I'm a 2-4 Manny Gen. The company is a 2-4 Manny Gen. So we've got like many gen energy all around us. So we sometimes have to kind of pull ourselves back. And hopefully this is a lesson you can use in your life, because it probably will happen to you no matter what your human design type, where you kind of get ahead of yourself and think, oh, we can do this and we can do this and we can do this. And then we're like, okay, but wait, we still have podcasts to do. We still have lead generation to talk about. We still have workshops to run and all these things. So in between, you can tag me out in the regular body graph chart group, and we have it set up so you're going to get this whole marathon delivered into your inbox, because it's an email marathon. So it makes sense that it would be delivered by email, right? So you're going to get a daily email. I'm pretty sure, maybe Andrea can confirm for me, but I'm pretty sure it's at 6 a.m. UK time, which I think is GMT, which would be 1 a.m. for me. And I'm not sure what it would be for everyone else, but that's about the time that it is. I will check the chat afterwards. And yeah, so you'll get an email every day. And then in a few emails, Andrea's asked you to like hashtag something in the group. So we'll be having some fun in the main body graph chart as well, but you can always tag me and ask me a question in there, or ask other people who are in, hashtag pathway 1. What are you doing about this? So there's still opportunity. I mean, that group is a really robust group. Please, please, please use it. Okay, I'm gonna go to Nicolina and then I will check the chat, because you've been waiting forever.
Oh, but it's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to comment on a few things about the GDPR. I'm in the Netherlands, and in 2018, when the whole GDPR thing was introduced, or at least it was introduced because there would be stricter rules. I did a whole study on that, and what happened was that I saw, as long as you show people that they sign up for an email list, that they see the evidence of, okay, I am actually signing up and I need to do something actively, then it's all good. Then you don't need the double opt-in.
Okay.
So that's, and I don't have a double opt-in.
Okay.
And in every single email, it's like, okay, if you want to unsubscribe, I'll be devastated to see you go, but it's fine. Something like that.
Yeah.
So that's about the GDPR. Another thing that Kathy said about the email list and emails ending up in spam. I found out like 2 years ago that my emails were blocked by Norton, the antivirus. And I didn't know that until someone told me, like, I never get your emails. And I was like, you never get my emails? What? And then I checked it, and it turned out that I don't know why or who did that. I was blacklisted on Norton.
Holy.
So
How did you fix it?
I raised a dispute on the Norton website, and then it got cleared, and then it was all fine.
Okay.
So all I'm trying to say is sometimes these things happen and we don't even know. And then we think like, oh, no one is responding. What's happening? But it could be, a technical glitch. So yeah, how did I find out? Someone told me. Like, I never get your emails. I was like, what? Let's try it. So let's do it right now. I send you an email. So hit send. And then she said, no, I'm not receiving anything.
Wow.
So yeah, so that could be worth exploring, whether or not you've been it could be that you're blacklisted for some weird reason.
Yeah.
How did I know it was Norton blocking me? Because I asked at some point, like, what is your virus scanner? What's the type that you use? And then you said it's Norton. And then I was like, okay, because on the Norton website, you can check it, whether or not you've been blacklisted or that it's not safe. So it was really, really interesting. But anyway, so that was just to give you a tip on that.
Thank you.
So I'm on pathway 3. I have a list which has really grown a lot since I have the body graph chart on my
Nice.
site. So that's just amazing. But I really lack the consistency, and it's like you said, Vicky, that I want to share too much, and it's like too technical or it's too all over the place. I'm not a manifesting generator. I'm a generator. I'm a 1-3 generator. So I'm really keen to share my knowledge, which is like, don't do it. Share your experiences.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the reason for me to join Pathway 3, to really build the consistency and the strategy on, okay, this is the plan ticket, really step by step. I'm absolutely fine with emailing, and it's I put it in the chat, it's and as a joke, but it's not a joke that everyone wants to hear from me. They just don't know about it yet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a thing that Benjamin Zander shares. I don't know if you know him. He was the conductor of the Boston Philharmonics, and he
Oh,
has a great thing about classical music. He says that about classical music. Everyone loves classical music. They just don't know about it yet. And
I
it's the
love
same with us. I mean, we're all in the room. We're all professionals. We love our jobs. People want to hear from us. They need us.
yeah.
So I'm fine with emailing. It's just the consistency. I have 5 open centers. I'm very easily distracted.
Mhm.
So before I know it, the week has passed, and I'm like, oh shit, I should have written to my list.
Yeah. And I would love to
So
get it off of the should have or should do list, right? It would be really
yeah.
nice to be like, oh, I get to tell my email list about this. I get to tell my people about this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and that's the step I hope to get from these 26 days. So
cool.
thanks
Cool.
for
Thank
listening.
you very much for sharing all of that. I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind putting your website in the chat, because then people can go to your website if they're concerned about GDPR and see how you've done that, if that's okay with you. So, and it, yeah. The other thing that I was going to say about growing your email list, one of the really important things to do, this is again something that Get is finally, and mine's broken on my website right now. Okay, just full transparency. I can't get it fixed. I have not yet been able to get it fixed. However, I'm working with someone who's trying to get it fixed. Having a pop-up on your blog is a really, really good opt-in to have. So one of your very best opt-ins can go onto your blog in a pop-up, and you can do that through your email system. And it's fairly straightforward. Like I did it the first time, but then something happened that it's not working right now. So I got to figure that out. But it really increased my opt-ins on my email list like you wouldn't believe. And what I did was, hey Marie, I was thinking about you this morning. I'm like, well, hi, have I not seen her lately? So oh God, I am so easily distracted. I don't even know what was I gonna say about that? I don't know.
The pop-up on your blog.
Yeah, who knows? Oh yeah, okay, what I did. I took a $27 thing that I used to sell and gave it away for free as a pop-up on my blog. And people responded really, really well to that, and my email list started skyrocketing with that. Nicolene said something too that's really important, even for us who don't have GPR in our countries, GDPR. It's really important that we let people know that they're going to be on our email list. Because, you know, that's one of the things with the human design chart. If we have it on our sites as the lead magnet, then sometimes people don't really realize that when they're signing up to get their chart, they're also going on an email list. So you want to make that I think that's just part of being a good human, is just letting people know that, giving them the box to check. I used to have something on my site that was like, you can choose to get all these things. And one of them was like a training on your specific design, or you can just grab your chart here. But then Giddis is like, that's too many steps. You just gave them another step. Take that off of there. So now I do tell them though what they're going to get when they download their chart, and it includes an email like training on their specific type. Make sense? Okay, that's my list. Was there anything else that I forgot that we were going to go back to in conversation? Kathy, did I miss something?
I don't think so. I think you pretty much covered what I was talking about. But you did say, and it was funny that you said you thought of it when you looked at my face about the affirmation. So I thought I'd be the one to remind you. Did you actually want to do those? Because,
I will do those.
you know, Yeah, that's fine.
Um,
I love the affirmations. I think that's why you thought of it when you looked at my face. Is that it?
yes, probably, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
All
check the
right.
chat because that was another thing that I said that I would do.
Okay. Yes.
Wow, nice, Tammy. Mailer light set up and content written through November. Nice. Really, really nice. I'm just checking for questions here so that I don't get too far ahead of myself, which happens a lot. There's some great tips in the chat as well if you're reading about how to reframe unsubscribes. Oh, Janine, I tried to find the email pathway 1, 2, and 3 on Bodygraph Chart Mastery Hub, but can't find it there. It won't be there until after we do it live. So once we've done it live, then it goes to live there. Okay. I don't think there are questions here. If I missed something, just send it to me directly, but I don't think that I missed anything there. All right. This is why I should start with affirmation. Kelly, yes.
Sorry, it says Deb has a question.
Oh, I love how there's always someone to keep me on track. Thank you. Where do you see that? I don't even see it. Oh, Deb, come
I
talk
just
to me.
typed it at the
Hey,
very bottom. Yeah,
okay.
I just at the bottom. I'm like, oh, I must have wrote it in invisible ink.
No, it's just me missing things.
Okay, well, I'm there with you. So, I just kind of decided at the last minute to sign up for this because it's important. And, yeah, but I've got, too many other things going on at the same time. So, yeah, I'm just really in general, like when you spoke about how you have get the chart on, as your opt-in, and that's what I have on my website. You said that you also let them know that they're going onto our email list. To be honest, I haven't even gone as far as, like, I don't know if anyone has actually filled out a form. Someone told me they did at one point, but I've never seen it. So are you going to be going over that basic stuff too? Like how you said that they are opting into the email and it's like all the technical stuff of it too. Is that what, like, would that be like level 1 or would that be stage 2 if you already have a list, you just haven't used it?
I would say probably pathway 1 if you don't have the tech stuff in place. I will never lead you through anything tech. I can do my own enough to make me dangerous, but I'm definitely not the person you want showing you how to do something. But I do have tutorials not by me, but tutorials in pathway 1 that help you to actually set up. So what we've done is gone through the 3 most popular with Bodygraph Chart, ConvertKit, MailerLite, and MailChimp, I think, are the 3 that we did, because they're the most popular, but you can find on Bodygraph Chart's site all of the email carriers. So do you have your email system set up yet?
Yeah. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Flowdesk.
Yeah.
Flowdesk. Yeah.
So anything that you need is
Okay.
on there. And also we can get tech to come in on calls 2 and 3. So that if you have tech questions, we can do a breakout room and have, Victoria or Simona will be over there and can walk you through like actually what's going on in yours. And you can always send an email into support@bodygraphchart.com to ask for help or reply to one of the emails you get every day that will say, I'm stuck on this piece. Can you help me with this? It's going to come to my email and I'm going to pass it to someone else.
Okay. And this is like a month-long thing. Is that what you said?
26 days. Yeah.
26 days. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you say how many calls we have? We have 3 calls. We have one. I think the next one is on day 11. So tell me this, please. When you registered for the email marathon, you should have gotten the calendar for the 3 calls. Did that happen? No. Interesting. Okay.
Vicky, it didn't even say I didn't know when this call was until last night's email. Like I knew that I had signed up for it and I wanted to put it on my calendar, but there were no dates and times. And honestly, there was something, maybe this was the one that I actually laughed when I looked at the times that were listed for something. Oh, that was the one for yesterday's tech call that I didn't wind up making, but it had all these random times that did not convert to each other. And I was like, how is that time Central Time the same as that time Pacific Time and that? And like none of them matched up. And I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't make it anyway.
Okay.
So
I actually had a thought in the middle of the night a couple of nights ago. Well, actually, last night, because I messaged Andrea and I'm like, I wonder if people got a because that's not my department to set up the tech behind it. I'm like, I wonder if people actually got the confirmation. You were supposed to get the confirmation with the 3 Zoom call times in it when you signed up. Okay, so I'll make sure that somehow we get you the next 2 calls, but I believe that the next one is on day 11 and then the last one is on the 26th, but I'll make sure that the 26th day, I'll make sure that we get all of that posted for you. Okay. Okay, yeah, Andrea's saying that she'll follow up.
Otherwise, we'd probably have like 50 people here, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably at least, because I think there's about 300 or more registered. That's a whole lot of human design emails going to change the planet in the next 26 days. It would be so cool. I know that we don't have a way to actually do this, but it'd be so cool to like test the vibration right now and then test it 26 days from now. Like if we could do that. You signed up twice. That's okay, Tammy. No worries. Okay, let's do some affirmations. Around email list and all of the things. And you can feel free to turn your camera off or close your eyes, whatever you feel fits for you. And just take a nice couple of big deep breaths. I have something valuable to share. The people who need what I have to offer happily join my email list. I provide immense value for those I serve. The size of my email list does not dictate my worth. I attract exactly the people that are meant for me. I find comfort in the discomfort. I let go of self-judgment around showing up in the inbox. It is safe for me to be seen. It is safe for me to be heard. It's safe and necessary for me to use my voice. It is safe for me to share my experiences, to guide others and show them the way. I have something valuable to share. The people who need what I have to offer happily join my email list. I provide immense value for those I serve. The size of my email list does not dictate my worth. I attract the people that are meant for me. I can be comfortable in the discomfort. I let go of self-judgment around showing up in the inbox. It is safe for me to be seen. It is safe for me to be heard. It's not only safe, it's necessary for me to use my voice. And I readily share my experiences to guide others on their journey. I have something valuable to share. The people who need what I have to offer happily join my email list. I provide immense value for those that I serve. The size of my email list does not dictate my worth. I attract the people that are meant for me. I can be comfortable in the discomfort. I let go of self-judgment around showing up in the inbox. It is safe for me to be seen. It is safe for me to be heard. It's not only safe, it's absolutely necessary for me to use my voice in my business. I share my experiences as a way of guiding others on their journey. Anybody feel a little calmer? So that's one of the things that we will be doing throughout the email marathon, is to really help you to be able to share your offers with the people who are in your world. Because I have something that you may not know, and that is that if you don't share your offers, you will not be hired. And that seems like a no-brainer, and yet so many of us forget to share what we can actually do with people. We feel like it's our job to just continuously provide content and educate people and inspire people, and we don't actually do the things that will move them to hire us. And that's what your email list is for. Your email list, your email will convert higher than anything else that you do in the online space. It's where people are going to buy from you the most. And I have seen people with just only 300 people on their email list make killer income. And I have seen people with 12,000 social media followers make $0. So your email list is where it's at. And, you know, if you're a projector and you're on this call, it's like the ultimate invitation. People have actually invited you into their house to hear from you. And when they open that email, it's like, whoa, they've just recognized you. I don't even know what time it is. Okay, we're doing okay. All right. Any other questions about this email marathon beast that we're about to embark upon? Okay, I'm going to invite you to share something if you want to. You don't have to, but if you would like to share a goal that you have for our 26 days together, you can share in the chat, or you can pop on and just affirm it. Marie? Oh, I can't hear you.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I was talking to my VA and I wanted to do a email sequence for Christmas. So starting of December until the end of Christmas, which would be a paid one, where I would give information or tools to start living more by your design. So I think this is something I want to work on during the next couple of 27 days we have, right?
Nice, nice.
So I'll be ready when she needs it and put it in all the email systems.
Nice. When are you going to sell that?
Good question. When I have the feeling I have something I am able to sell.
Yeah, okay. It just would be, well, I guess Black Friday would be too late though if it's for the month of December, but because Black Friday's late this year, but has everybody worked on their Black Friday offers?
Nope.
Kathy's like, oh, come on. Stop.
I'm
How
working on
about you?
everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I share a few ideas? I can share ideas. Yes, for sure. Kathy, go ahead. I'll share some Black Friday ideas at the end. Okay. So people who want to jump off can.
Okay, I just was curious because as I said, I use ConvertKit, so I don't know if this works the same in everybody else's emails, but when people sign up for when they get a chart, it brings in the chart properties to a certain degree into my program, right? But when someone just signs up through a landing page or a pop-up that just asks for an email, I just get their email. And so then now I've felt like I can't really use, other than obviously it's used in my initial sequence that goes to the people who sign up through the chart. But what about like future emails? I feel like I've had this missed opportunity to be able to customize emails when a large part of my email list is not having that. I'd say I'm probably about half and half.
Mm.
Maybe, I don't know. I've never really looked, to be honest with you, but so I can't put a field into an email and send it to everybody because then it'll just have that weird thing in there, right? That the space holder for it. So I don't know. What do you do with that?
Okay, so I'm sorry. I was looking at the chat for a second. I'm sorry because I thought you were going to share what you were, and I thought I could do two things at once. But you're saying you have had a pop up and you've had people sign up and you don't have their human design type. And then you have other
Right.
people who you have their human design type. So they've gotten a sequence generator, projector, whatever.
Right.
So these
Yeah,
ones,
but then like future emails can't be personalized by type because so many of them I don't have that, or even just like, if I'm referencing authority, it'd be nice if I could remind them what their authority is. But
so
I feel
there's
like
a few things that you can do. And I kind of hesitate because okay, so not everyone is going to respond, right? So then you still are going to have this problem, this issue. But you can ask people to vote, like to click on a thing in Kit. You can ask people to click on, like, if your inner authority is this, if your inner authority is that, you can ask them to go back and run their chart again. Like you can just full out say, I want to send more personalized emails that serve you better. Would you kindly run your chart here? Or would you kindly, I don't know, like, I don't think you want to send them to send you a picture of their chart because that would be more work for you. But you can ask them to choose the things, like one email series could be choose your authority here. But like if you were going to do that, I would do like an educational series for 3 or 4 emails on authority, and every email have them choose their authority or their type or whatever's most important for you to get. The other thing that you can do, again, like this is more work. So you got to decide how much work you want to do with your email list.
right
But the
now
other
I
thing
don't
you
want
could
to.
do, yeah, is you could, for the people who you don't have the human design information for, you could just do general human design info to bring them into your world. Like okay, so
I should add that I don't think when I initially did this, I don't have a tag set up to like distinguish that these people, like I think there's a way I can go in and say separated by how they came in, but I didn't actually tag the list in a way that is easy for me to send different things to different groups.
well, you could just exclude the ones that you do have the human design type for. If
But
you
I
want to
don't.
target that other list. Well, like you would
Yeah.
exclude the ones that you do have their list so that you only send
Oh.
to their people. But the thing I was also going to say is like when when I'm in other business groups and people are talking about their email list, and I'm always like, okay, everything in my head goes, but then I'm times 5. Like times 5, times 5, times 5. Like my welcome sequences are obscene in my email thing because it's like 5 in my email system, 5 types. And then, so, I mean, you could be writing emails every day of the week if you want to send to different types or different authorities or whatever, So I think we have to kind of
Yeah.
consider that, like really think about really feel your way through how much do I want this? Like, how much is it going to matter in the long run, if that makes sense? It's nice. It's a nice to have for sure. And if you're starting from scratch, I would probably do it. But that's also a lot of emails to have to send if you're thinking about continually.
Yeah, I can't do that right now. I'm still writing my reports. Right?
But like, and even if you could do it, like, is that what you want to do? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm writing my reports and I'm writing my emails about the transits and I'm writing my transit reports and I'm writing and it's a lot of
Podcast.
even with AI. Last night I had a new podcast. So I wrote the email about the podcast. I wrote the blog post about the podcast. I wrote the show notes for the podcast. And they all have to be different, right? And yeah, so I'm tired. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I'm a
yeah.
projector and and I've thought, well, maybe I can ask my daughter to do some of this. She needs money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she's a
But also, I
manifestor. She
think
doesn't
that
have
we
to
need to
do.
remember that, like, I love content creation. Like, I live and breathe content creation. And at some point, like, I mean, it's all free stuff, right? So it's like, how much free stuff do you want to be spending your time on in the background? So, yeah, that's my kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Take that one off your list for now.
Okay.
Yeah. Juliana.
Good morning. I think I want your eyes and what you see about what I'm thinking about. So my dream client are empaths who are stepping into all of their powers, as you know, and part of what I teach them is about their human design, but my entire business is not human design. And so I was thinking as I start creating this new funnel that I'm developing, that the freebie would be their human design chart with a potentially, because I haven't looked at all of that in Bodygraph yet, the reports and everything. I haven't done that yet, but potentially like boundaries by type, how they can do that. But then I was like, I get muddled because I teach somatics and embodiment, I teach energetics, I teach human design, and then I teach like emotional intelligence and healing your voice and how to communicate, right? Those are like kind of the pillars. And so I don't want to I find that when I start thinking about human design and bringing it into my business, I feel like I like lock myself into a corner of having to be a human design educator. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend hours and hours and hours talking about the centers and all of the things, And so and then I find I get a little frozen and I'm like, I don't know what to do here. Like, where do I go? So I'm just curious about your perspective on what I just said there.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's not a very generator question for me, Juliana.
I know. Can you ask you, can you give me your thoughts on how I could structure or organize that would kind of flow with what I just said? Is that a better question?
I kind of wonder for you if it's more about, I don't think the human design chart is the right lead magnet for you.
Oh, I love that you just said that, actually. I love that you just said that.
Because?
Okay. Because whenever I go into doing a lead magnet with Bodygraph, my body feels really heavy and tired and exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can use body graph chart if you want to for a lead magnet, because you can still like personalize it to their human design, but I don't think it's the chart. I don't know if this is what it is, but I wonder if it is like something like empath versus empathetic, like defined emotional solar plexus versus undefined. So you just stick to one thing. I don't know. But I think for you, it's a video or an audio, because that's how people really respond in your world to you. Walking them through why human design is the key, is the missing piece to how to set boundaries. So it's not necessarily, here's your human design and I'm going to teach you about your human design. It's like, I'm going to show you how or why this is the missing piece that I've discovered with my years of all of these things that you have. And then you explain to them it's one of the 5 pillars or one of the whatever pillars that you teach.
Okay.
Because I think that calls them more to work with you further.
Okay. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that it's just percolating.
Yeah. And you could even do a situation where it's like reply and let me know your human design type, and I'll give you 3 tips for setting boundaries. And that could be all pre-written and automated in your system, that if they respond with manifesting generator, this is what it sends. Or if they click on the button that says manifesting generator, this is what it sends. If they click on the button that says generator, this is what it sends. So it's not more work for you, but for them, it feels personalized.
Okay. Oh, I love that. Okay.
And then,
cool.
Sorry. And then the sequence becomes a 3 to 5 sequence for the manifesting generator who has the open emotional solar plexus, or the generator who has the defined emotional, like you could really customize it if you wanted to.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. That
You're
really,
welcome.
that's a great drop of wisdom. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Latoya, I'm just going to pour some more coffee just in case it's making funny noises.
I'm just now getting started. Like I have my thing put up, my website thing put up. I haven't even integrated it yet. I just got indexed for the website. So I do human design like just for myself, like everywhere. I've been everywhere as far as tarot, as far as oracle reading, and just as far as stepping into my gifts and understanding myself while actually distinguishing where I need to set boundaries as far as family and friends and stuff like that, and addiction and all of that. So I'm just getting the feel of it. So I need to learn how to do everything for streaming income. So I'm here just to
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
Did you sign up for Pathway 1?
Yeah, I signed up for all of them, every boot camp.
Oh, okay. What's your human design type?
Projector.
Okay. And you signed up for all 3 pathways?
I am. I want to learn everything about it because I want to integrate it all into my life, because I know I'm just not a projector on that, but just as far as the planets hit and stuff like that, I'm learning. So
yeah,
I'm going to get into all of it. Thank you.
I'm glad you're here.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
Young, what's up with you?
Morning, everyone. I wanted to speak to a couple of things. One is for the past 5 or 6 weeks, like I've been really loving emails because I changed up the way that I was delivering. I've been doing audio because I would literally sit to write, and I would write pages and pages and pages, and I would send these things out, and the open rate was so low. It was breaking my heart to put that much effort into so little return. So a coach of mine had started sending these audio links, right, to Voxer. It is so beautiful to just speak and like speak from my heart directly into something they can listen to, and like people are loving it. So I just want to sort of give a reframe that it doesn't have to always be text that you send out, because this feels so expansive to me. And I wanted to speak to Juliana as well about the freebie thing, because a while ago when I was first getting into human design, I really wanted to just offer human design, like just like that. and I was having a hard time doing a freebie. So I had a client who's an MG and a friend, and she said, "Well, why are you doing this text thing when that's not your thing, right? Movement is your thing. So just give them a movement thing." So I created an audio recording of just an embodiment, like practice just to get back in their bodies, to clear their heads. And it was really well received. I'm realizing now that I put Bodygraph on my website because I really felt like that was the thing people were coming to. But my opt-in rate for that is so minuscule compared to the other. So I think I have to go back and rework it because my email sequence before, when I had the audio practice, was really about getting into the body. Like we are so disembodied as a culture that we need to have these simple things we can do to be able to get rid of the stress. And I know my clients are overwhelmed, they're stressed out, they're nervous, they're anxious because whatever they do is not working. And it's because of this piece. So Juliana, I just wanted to offer an invitation also just to, yeah, if you're called to do this other thing and not do a text thing. And I feel the same thing, like the reports in Bodygraph are awesome, but I also feel my body like, oh, there's this tightness that comes with that. So I think I will do a video report or a video experience versus a written because that feels so much more natural for me.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. And remember that you're like having the chart, if you're a human design practitioner, having the chart on your site is going to be important, but it doesn't have to be the main thing. Like mine is no longer the main thing on my website because my people are human design informed already. So that had to change in my world. And we're going to go through that no matter what pathway we're on, no matter what pathway we're on, we're going to go through, is my lead magnet the right thing for my people? Because if you've been doing this a while, it may no longer be the right thing for your people. So I love that. And I mean, I'm a big time audio girl. Like I love that. And I'm also wondering, Young, if we can go through in our other container, if we can go through all of those emails that you wrote, because I bet you there is a ton of content to be pulled out of there.
Yeah, that would be great because I have two very distinct email sequences, one for the Bodygraph chart and one for the other embodiment piece of it. So yeah, I would love to. I didn't think about bringing this into that container, but yeah, what a great idea that is. So I'm not always just creating. I can literally just be easy and we just rework what I have.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us. Deb.
Sorry, hard to unmute on my phone. So your discussion with Juliana got me really excited. And I need to speak out what I'm thinking because otherwise I might forget it. Yeah. So it sounded like you were talking about, I love that you gave her permission to not use that as her opt-in because you gave me permission too. And it's so true. That's why there's no interest there because I don't want to be an HD practitioner either. I don't have that capacity for memorizing everything. I'm a manifester. So I want to help people to use it for their, to help them, and especially helping moms of adults to help them with their communication with their adults, or, earlier. And so you talk to her about, if they if they do their chart to find out what their energy is and maybe their profile lines, that if they report back to me and have a conversation with me, and then they find out their child's that they're really struggling with, I can help to kind of be a mediator between those two types of how they can better communicate. And so then those would be different email sequences. But since I'm a manifester, I know better. And I think you mentioned that there were some VAs in the, can you remind me where I can find those resources again, that could possibly help kind of set this up or get these going once I have the verbiage?
Sure. So Couple things before I do the VA thing. I just want to do this while it's fresh in my brain. So something else that you could do that might be easier, maybe, is a simple, even if it wasn't personalized, like generator and projector and relationship. Like you could have people run the charts and then do like these pre-made generator and manifestor and relationship, projector and manifestor and relationship, that sort of thing, so that people could, that would be a way, because I'm always all about like how much can we automate. So there's got to be a way to kind of figure, or where it automatically sends, oh, you're a generator and your child is a projector type of thing. Also, there was something that you said, and this is me projecting onto you, so but I'm going to do it anyway. You said something about like a parent and an adult child, or maybe younger. And I don't think you need that, or maybe younger. Like, I think this is such a really a niche that needs to be served. And it's so cool when you can stand in the power of like, this is what I do for our adult children. So I think that's amazing. VAs, first thing I would do is pop into the Bodygraph chart group and ask in there, because the thing I like about hiring Bodygraph chart people is that they already know the system. So you're not losing time having someone learn the system. And then if not that, then you can go to Fiverr or Online Jobs PH or something like that. There are also VA groups on Facebook that you could post in and ask if there's somebody who's willing to do something like that. But yeah, I'm all about
no, I like the
VA.
idea of the being specific to Bodygraph. Because I couldn't help them explain that. But thank you for that simplifying of what that could be, as a response to those emails. And I just have a question. Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
And, or do you have, and like, if you had an 18-year-old at the time, would you call them an adult or a young adult?
I probably would have called them a young adult at 18. My kids are in their 30s now, but I would have called them young adult.
That's my only struggle, because it is more of like 18 to 24, whatever, It's like because I called my 21-year-old a young adult the other day, and he's like, I'm not a young adult. I'm like, yes, you are. You're not an old adult. You're a young adult. So anyway,
but he's not the one who's going to buy your stuff. His mom
so I have
is
to
the
talk
one
to
who's
more
going to buy.
moms.
Yeah.
If
So
they
what would
still
she
consider
say?
them young adults? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then the call to work with you becomes, the call to get more personalized becomes like to work with you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to just try to check the chat quickly. Anybody else just pop your hand up or unmute.
Since no one's talking, I just wanted to say that, Deb, I just had a podcast recording yesterday with a woman who is 27 years old and has been in her human design experiment for 7 years. And we were just talking about, I actually shared with her that I thought there was a huge need for people who work with young adults, parents, to help guide because parents are like so fear-based in guiding their young adult children to get into these tracks for success that are based on this outdated paradigm. And I felt like exactly what we were talking about sounds like what you're doing. So I think that there's a huge need for it, and I would love to talk to you about it at some point if that feels like you would want to connect. I feel like it would be a good conversation to have. So
yes, it does. I would totally love that.
So cool. This community is so cool. Okay. Anything else before we close out? Sorry, it's been a little bit longer than an hour. Black Friday. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. See, I need some food with this coffee is the problem right now. I need to eat something. And this is mushroom coffee, so it's not like coffee that I'm drinking a whole pot of, in case anybody's checking on me. Oh, Tim, you just came alive with that. What's up? What brand? That's a good question. It's in an orange bag. I'll send you a picture afterwards. Yeah, Pure Shrooms. No, not Pure Shrooms, because I'll send you a picture. Yeah. It actually tastes like real coffee, so I love it. Yeah. Black Friday. So there is a podcast episode for Black Friday on the Pulse on Human Design. I would really strongly encourage you to go and listen to that. There will also be another release on December 27th, so that if you by chance don't listen to me before November 27th, you can on November 27th listen to that episode and go, holy shit, I should have listened to her. I'm going to do something now. And it takes you through like a last minute plan. Okay. So if you're like, oh, I need to do this, then you can do it then. And there's also one of these calls in the Business Mastery Hub that we did that's all about Black Friday. But I will go through sorry, I got distracted. A few tips right now. It's so bad. I can't leave the chat open. So I love to do 5 days of Black Friday. I'll give it to you the way that I love to do it, and then I'll give you something if you don't want to go full bore like that, okay? So 5 days of Black Friday is really fun, where you can have a different offer every day. And then on the last day, you wrap it up and give people the chance to buy everything. So if you have reports in your Bodygraph chart system, you have some that are pre-created that you could grab, right? There's Karen's report in there. I think there's another business report in there now. I'm pretty sure it's there. I'm not sure what's like happening in the back end and what's actually been, it is? Okay, good. So that report, it's a killer report that you could actually personalize and use that. So there are reports that you could sell. You could, now I'm gonna just kind of over explain this. If you're really new in your business and you want to get readings booked, or if you haven't been focused on readings and you want to get readings booked, then you could put those at a discount or like a BOGO offer or something like that. You could do buy one, get one, where it's for the same person. So they get a foundation and advanced, or for two different people, whatever you want, like you're the boss of you. And what I'm going to say is if you are an established reader, that may not be something that you want to offer for two reasons. One, it's time in the room. And two, it may kind of dilute your brand a little bit if it's on sale. I probably will still put mine on sale just because I freaking love readings. I would do them all day long if I was booked all day long for them. So that's something to consider. If you have a new offer, so maybe you're thinking of, like Tammy's thinking of launching, or not thinking of, Tammy's launching a membership. So in that case, I wouldn't do a deal. I would do a bonus. So like a killer bonus, because it's Black Friday, right? People are hungry for deals and they want a big deal. So you're not probably going to sell things that are $10 off on Black Friday. You're going to sell things that are $50 off or half price, or, say somebody buys a year of her membership, she could do a full reading that's normally $500 or something like that. That's the kind of deals they're looking for. So it can be something that's on sale, or it can be a limited edition. Like maybe, say for Young, she's going to do a personalized embodiment practice for you. And it normally sells for $500, but I'm going to do it for $397 and I only have 4 available, or something like that. So exclusivity and scarcity are going to be your friends on Black Friday. You need to start talking about your Black Friday offers yesterday. Have I started talking about mine? Not yet, because I've been doing too many other things. Actually, today's the first day. I had 2 people cancel this afternoon. And I'm like, because I just went through a big launch and then I've got extra work to do from that big launch for about 2 or 3 weeks. So today's like, okay, now I can work on the stuff that I need to work on. One of them is Black Friday. So you want to start talking about your Black Friday offers now. And what you can do is on your social media, on your stories, you can be polling your people, asking them, would you rather this or that? Like, would you rather save $50 or get a $50 bonus? Would you rather get a report for your child or for you? Do you know your child's human design? Do you know your human design? Do you know how you make decisions? Like, you can ask a bazillion things in your stories, but start talking that I'm working on something for Black Friday. Start letting people know so that you're warming them up. And you have to do that now, because it is the noisiest time of year online for Black Friday. And people are making decisions soon. They're going to start to be like, what is on my list if it goes on sale on Black Friday? So you want to get on that list. The other thing that I always love to consider, since I became human design informed and have the torture of living as an emotional authority in human design, I love to let emotional authorities know that these are the things that I've got coming up so that you can start to run them through your authority. Because I don't like to sell to people who should take time with their decisions and they have to make a decision quickly, because I know how that feels. So it's just like a little extra like service that you can offer your reflectors and your people who are emotional authorities and who need time with decisions. I saw Marie's comment in the chat. Anything else about Black Friday? Somebody start me off, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk too much about it. And oh, I know, I said if you don't want to do 5 days, that's okay. Like you can totally do one day. You can totally just do Black Friday. I would just though stick to one offer a day. Like you don't need to come out with 5 offers on Black Friday. One thing that you want to sell, and start talking about it soon and talk about it all the way through and sell the shit out of that baby. So if it's a report that normally sells for 47 and you sell it for 27, set a goal and the sky's the limit with them. The other thing that you can think about is that there's Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. So you could do 3 days. Oh, and then the wrap up. If you've done 5 days of deals, it can be a really nice touch for Monday to offer someone a package price to buy everything. And it's all figure outable. If somebody already bought 2 things and they want the other 3 things, you can figure that out in the back end of your business and send them a payment link to take their money. So don't get caught up on the, oh my God, what if I don't have the right, don't get caught up on it. But it's also fun if you plan to do 5 days, to let people know that you're going to have that on the last day, but they only get 1 day to buy each offer. So like if you put the child report out on Friday or on Monday and they decide on Thursday they want it, it's too late. So it's like scarcity. Okay, I'm going to read the chat for a second and please ask me questions. Okay, so Andrea is here. So I think she's here. Yeah. Did you ask your daughter about the website from the Giphies that she uses? No, and I can't even remember what that was. So it's Andrea, so feel free to ask her while she's here and maybe she'll be able to answer.
Hey, was it because of the Giphies and things being used in Reels? Or was it okay. So I think it might be easier if I maybe did a screen recording on my phone and shared it in the Bodygraph chart group. But essentially it's like finding things that I can remix is what it's called. But I'll do a how-to. I'll build one and show it start to finish as a screen record on my phone and post it. It will likely be over the weekend, just because I'm solo parenting for the week, but I will post it.
Thank you. Does that help? Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to the chat now first. Price points on the report. So yeah, do post that in the group too, Tammy, because you'll get more opinions. But that business report that's in Bodygraph chart, I would not sell that for less than $100. Like that is a really intense report. And business people are more willing to pay than consumers, right? So I would maybe consider doing that one as a limited edition, that I have 10 available at $97 or something, because I wouldn't want to see that super duper discounted on your site. And I don't think it needs a huge discount. You could always give a bonus with it as well. Like, I don't know if you like to do audio. Go ahead.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is price it pretty pricey, and then for members, because I'm a holistic business coach, and then for members they get it at a discount.
Yeah.
But if you're not a member, so that way, it's like, hey, if you join this membership, then you get this at $100 off.
Yeah.
Right.
How much is your
something along
membership?
The membership is actually for founding members. I'm looking for 100 founding members, and I'm going to start the price at $47 a month, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
For everything that you get. And then once the founding members are in, then it'll go to 97. And then as soon as I feel comfortable, like, and it might be a month, it might be a year, it'll go up to 197 because that's actually the going rate. So, and then we'll see from there. So that's kind of where that goes. But the reports is, I mean, I'm still working on the back end of all this. I actually, thanks, Young. I actually just signed up for Stu McLaren's membership platform, which is amazing. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
the
I'm like,
membership
I'm
guy.
super stoked. Yeah, definitely. I'm super stoked to do this. But yeah, I think, that's the biggest thing is that I want the membership. I want people to come into the membership. I want the founding members because this isn't about me. This is about what people need. And the best way for us to figure out what people need is by asking them and letting them tell us, right? So, and plus I'm a 4-6 generator.
Yeah.
So I need to respond.
Yeah. May I offer you something to think
Yes.
about? So how I would sell that membership on Black Friday is I would sell it where you can buy this report for $97, or you can enter the membership for $47 a month and get it for free. 3-month minimum commitment.
Oh, I like that. Perfect. Thank you.
That's how you'll get your people in.
Yeah. I also thought about, as you were speaking today, I thought about offering like a chapter or a section of the business report as a free lead magnet.
Yes. Yes.
Instead of just having the natal chart and the astro chart. I actually like the idea of doing the chapter as a lead magnet because that actually resonates more with my services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you sell the rest with a deadline discount in your email sequence.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, so smart. I love it. Okay. I'm going to go, there was more in the chat. Running the same sale for the entire time. If you were going to run one product, I would run it on Black Friday only. Do you want to, that doesn't look like I answered your question, Kathy.
Okay, so I had it in my head. I mean, I've always thought of Black Friday has now morphed into a week. It's like a whole, it starts like
November
even the
1st.
stores, they all come out like in Monday. And especially as someone with emotional authority, like to not make it available. I mean, I guess you can talk about it for that whole time, but only allow people to buy it on that day. But so my thought was, because my birthday is exactly 1 week prior to Black Friday. So I thought of it like I even, I'm hoping my new website's going live in the next few days. And so she wanted to know what to put at the top. And I said, like the little banner. And I said, for now, let's just say, stay tuned for exciting Black Friday sales. Come back 11/22 or something. Happy birthday, Kathy. Something to that effect, but shorter and clearer. And so like the idea that I'd really start talking about whatever it was I was going to do, but to me, the idea of having all those different offers is just exhausting. I'm trying to get some things actually out there to sell them in a way that I feel correct about selling them aside from readings, and how many different deals can I have on readings, right? So yeah, it doesn't feel inspired to have that amount of time and have that many different offers, because I wanted to end on Cyber Monday. So that just feels like too many things. So what would you do?
Well, you get to be in charge of you, right? So you get to choose you. And we already know that your readings are underpriced. So if anyone's thinking of a reading with Kathy, their prices are going to be going up. So you could do prices are going up on readings and grab it now. For you, I would wonder about doing Beat Black Friday. I would just do Beat Black Friday on your birthday.
So what do you mean? Like have all my sales be on my birthday?
Well, what are all your sales? What are you thinking of for all your sales?
I don't know. I'm still deciding. So, okay. So I've got this report, and I'm going to tell you my secret that I felt like I wasn't going to share with anyone. But I've decided my guide to radical self-trust is going to be done in this way that's kind of like sections. So the first part is what I'm working to finish right now, which is this deep dive into your centers. That's where Ross started. The voice told him about the centers. So this is the first one for sale. But then I just decided that my lead magnet is going to be you know your design and you still don't trust your strategy and authority. So my lead magnet is going to be your radical guide to self-trust on your strategy and authority. And it's going to be good, but people aren't going to necessarily want to pay for that because they think they know it, right? But they don't because they're not trusting it. So that's going to be my lead magnet. My my idea is to promote this, that they will either create a virtual folder with tabs or they will actually print it and put it in a binder and have their own radical guide to self-trust. And so as I release new things, they will be a new section. So then I'll do one, and it won't be super expensive, but they'll buy the one about their profile, right? But that's not deep. And then they'll have one, this one about the centers is just super good already, and I'm not done with it yet, and I'm just super excited about it. So that that's meaty, and it's going to be a little bit more, but none of them are going to be super expensive. They could buy all of them, but I know what people do is if they get that much, they go, oh, this is too much, right? So this is my way around that idea that I like to go deep, is I'm going to just let them buy the sections with the idea that it all comes together and they can go wherever they want to go. Now, that means I have to create all these things, right? And some of them I have a little bit, I just need to translate it. Is that about what I'm saying, or is that, I just saw that. I don't know if that was, oh no, that's in response to something else. Never mind. But yeah, sometimes people do need to translate, and that's what I've been doing is I write it all really deep. And then I asked ChatGPT, can you write this like you're talking to an 8-year-old now?
Yeah.
And I get it to help me. And then I go and I put my own language back in, but so it's been a process. So it depends on what I can get done by then, what I can actually market. But I know I want to have the lead magnet, like kind of announce, like, so here's your thing. Trust your strategy and authority. And then maybe an introductory price for the report, although I don't really want to, and that would be just maybe for a day or two, I don't know. And then I'm also was thinking of doing 2-for-1 gift certificates for readings. And because one, I know that then that means, sometimes people give gift certificates and you don't even they don't even get redeemed. I like it's a way for people to lock in the current price, right? Yeah, the old price, the one that's there. So, but and I don't really have any other ideas, and that I think that's enough ideas to keep me really busy, and I'm excited about them, but it's certainly not 10 days of ideas or, a sale. So.
Okay, I'm going to respond to this. This is very unprofessional, and hopefully Gittes will edit it in the recording. I have to pee. I cannot, I cannot sit here any longer. I'm going to do that. You guys talk about this. I have a response for you, okay? But I need a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. You've been drinking that coffee. That's awesome. Okay.
I freaking love her so much.
I do
Oh
too.
my gosh. These groups are always so fun with her.
Right? So anyway, does anybody have any thoughts on what I just said?
Kathy, I'm just wondering if you can, what is the simplest way you can get your report done? Because I know you have so much information to give. You're filled with so many amazing ideas. But when I hear you talk about this report, I feel your attention coming through. So what is the simplest way that you can move forward and still offer even parts of this and build it over the longer term?
Well, that's why I'm saying I really just want the one that I'm talking about the centers. I have to do a little more work on the sacral and the root, and then it's done. And then,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
so I have a little bit, and I have the meat of the information. I just need to format those two. I mean, it's not like I have to sit and look stuff up. I have to because every time you get an idea when you're doing a report like this, you go, oh, now I have to go back and do that with all the other centers so that it's consistent, right? And I have to do it within each one. And then I have to realize the limitations of what the report can do and I had to figure out I figured out a way to actually show them their defined center with the thing in each part, even though that's not a part of body graph chart. Body graph chart does not have a way to just show you the center. So those limitations really slowed me down before, but they're making it really good. So now I want to finish this, and then the other one should be pretty easy because I have all the information. It's just a matter of formatting it. So just a few days. The problem is all the scrolls I see along the way. And, then I start, oh, now, okay, I just had a podcast yesterday. And so it's really, I think part of my thing is time management and just limiting myself to focus on the ideas that are most important. And somebody in one of the groups I don't know if it was in this container or in the other container that I know you and I are in Young, and I don't know if anybody else, I forget who else in what, but the idea of a plan, how you organize yourself with a planner. And I feel like I need to have a planner that says, these are all the things I want to do. And then a different one that says, this is what I'm actually doing, because I lose track of the things I want to do. And I don't get the things I need to do done because I'm thinking about the things I want to do. And so that's happening with my Black Friday sale plans also, is like, I want to do all these things for Black Friday, but let's think about what's really important in my business and make sure what I want to do for Black Friday is actually moving my business forward and not just throwing stuff out there just to get some quick money, which I love that. But, usually when you throw stuff out there just to get some quick money, nobody buys it anyway. Right? So
that's
Young had asked me what was your exact question? You said what
I was just wondering what the simplest path to getting this done would be in this time frame.
Yeah.
Is that a question for me or for Kathy? Because I know what the answer
that was
is.
what I was just kind of responding to when you walked in. So I kind of answered it a little bit for me, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you have thoughts on that?
Oh, I always have thoughts on everything. And Valentina, I will answer your question as well. Okay, so obviously you get to process this for you. How I would sell this offer is I would sell a subscription on Black Friday or your birthday, whatever. You can do the week, like Kathy's birthday and Black, like you can do whatever you want for timing. Just know that there are people hungry to buy at that time. So I would sell that. Okay, so they're going to go, and I would just continue to sell this as time goes on, but I would create this on a subscription basis and then you create it as you go. So every 30 days, I will release a new, whatever you're going to call it, a new step, a new, whatever you're going to call it, something sexy. But then over the course of 9 months, 6 months, whatever it is that you want to do, you're only having to create, you're actually paid to create. And every 30 days, a new release comes out. So in your email sequence, like people are going to join through this lead magnet in your email sequence, they have the opportunity and it just automates that they can continue for this subscription. But for Black Friday or your birthday or whatever you choose, they can buy the whole thing at once. They can just buy one report, the first one, the centers, or they can choose the whole subscription. And they would get that on a rollout basis. And then you don't have to create it all at once. And it also makes you
decide what they all are going to be, though.
Yeah. But you don't have to decide
Which
that.
I kind of was going to release them as I was deciding, right?
Yeah.
What do I feel like making? Okay, I'll make that.
Start talking to your audience now, though. Start talking to them and asking them.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Okay.
of creating this, and that. Which would you rather? I'm thinking of, or I want it all, like make that one of the options.
Yeah. Would you buy
And
something that you would get for that long? Does that sound like something people would? What?
Subscriptions are the hottest thing on the market. Hottest thing. I wish I could come up with a subscription for me, like an idea for my business, but also we know that what is the chance of me sticking with something for that long?
Mm-hmm.
There was, and the readings. Yeah, I don't think you have to do BOGO on readings, Kathy. I think that your sweet spot with this is that the price is going up. I've been
Yeah.
offering readings at this price for X amount of time, and they're going
I
up.
actually just raised my prices a couple months ago,
Yeah, but
but
you didn't
not a
raise them
lot.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best kept secret in human design, remember?
Yeah.
You want to
You
read
know, and that's the other thing. You told me I could take that out of that video, but you sent me that video in Vimeo, and I have no idea to take it out of
Oh, okay.
how to
I'll
take
send
it
you
out
the
of
raw
Vimeo.
one.
Thank you, because I don't know how to edit anything out of a Vimeo video.
Yeah, I will send
But
you
thank
that.
you.
You're welcome. Okay, is that helpful to start?
Yes, you're always helpful.
Okay. Can someone on Pathway One use an email sequence for Black Friday? I mean, you can do whatever you want, but that's not what Pathway One is built for. Like none of the pathways are built for a promotion because it's evergreen content in the Business Mastery Hub. The Pathway One is all about getting your welcome sequence in place, and I think maybe 5 more emails. So you're going to write your welcome sequence. You're going to work on your belief around email. You're going to work on being sold that email is the way to go in your business. We're going to have all kinds of work in the beginning. You're going to write your welcome sequence, and then you're going to write a series of emails to schedule out over time so that you walk out of email marathon and you've got something scheduled that is like, okay, I'm in the habit now of writing emails. It is not for any kind of a campaign. It is more like, how are you going to share your experience, your story, your voice in the human design space? All of the pathways are built like that. None of them are built to a promotion. Yeah, and you had to choose whatever pathway you were going to register for. Okay, so I am just realizing that we've been at it for longer than an hour and a half. So I'm thinking that we probably should wrap this up, even though I could just like stay here and talk about business stuff all day. But Guinness will be like, what the heck were they doing on that call? Now they're talking about Black Friday. He'll probably split the recording and put it in 2 places in Business Master if you want to come back to anything. Yes, I don't know when, Lori. That's not my wheelhouse, the replay. Usually it takes him about 48 hours. But I'm not sure what else is on his agenda. Also, Lara is away right now for a couple of weeks. So that I know the rest of the team is like really trying to cover her job as well. So it might be a little bit longer, but I would expect by Monday, you could expect the replay. All right. All good? Got you fired up and ready to work in your business today?
Can I ask one final question?
Sure.
About automation. With the expiring deals, like in the summertime, I did 7 days of deals and I literally went into Stripe every day and readjusted the price. I would love to automate that process because I know it's not necessary that I do it that way. Do you have tips or software to use to make the prices expire automatically and,
Sure.
and readjust the regular price?
Yeah. So I use Thrivecart. Do you have something in between your system and Stripe?
No, but Thrivecart is on my list of things to purchase for the business for sure. So I've basically been using a combination of ConvertKit and Stripe, sort of to hodgepodge it together, bypassing the automation bit that I think Thrivecart offers.
Okay. So I do like Thrivecart. The reason I bought it is because it's a one-time thing and you can store your courses on there as well. Like with Thrive Learn, you can do your courses on there as well. Samcart is another one that I hear a lot about, but I haven't let myself look at it because I will want to switch to something new and shiny, right? So there's all kinds of different ones. So I would just like make sure that the one you're emotional, right?
Yeah.
So like get all the tabs open and go through. But I use Thrivecart and I create a secondary checkout that is that limited edition price.
Okay.
And Or the other thing you can do is you can do a coupon code, and the coupon code expires at midnight on December 1st or something like that. That's really easy to do. But there must be a way in Stripe to do a coupon code. Like you would think there would be.
There probably is. I've just been using it for simple little links to put in emails and stuff.
Yeah, I would check that out just in case. It's got to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Have a good rest of the week, you guys. It's time's marching on.